Olá pessoas, tudo bom? Vamos lá descobrir quem que é o tal do contato.
Like eating a cloud with a crust.
Take a sniff, good sir.
My carpet?
Is this the place? Lubo's Forge, the Briar's Kiss. Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you!
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play. Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Maravilhoso,
We
velho.
were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil. Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Lubor.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Queria muito ver esse jogo dublado, né? Infelizmente a gente não vai ver.
A deposit? For what?
Aqui em cima tá com cara de que tem baú. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui.
Let me treat you. I need to drink.
Isso, rapaz. Meu Deus. Rapaz do céu. Achei um baú no final das contas. Eu não vou nem explicar o negócio do spin de cactuara ali, rapaz. Nossa. Spin de cactuara carinha aquela, né?
You wouldn't believe how much you gave me. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about before? Some out of town.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Uma coisa que eu tenho que elogiar é o seguinte: Final Fantasy sempre teve uma coisa de roupa extravagante para personagens e os NPCs não tinham roupa extravagante nem nada. A ambientação, né, é tipo assim: essa é a roupa de Rosária, né, que não é mais usada dentro do enredo. Mas todo mundo que aparece, que é da época de Rosária, tem uma roupa parecida ou uma coloração parecida. Então não é algo tão estranho.
I need to drink.
Os bebês. Então...
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
Então, e aí o pessoal que possui uma roupa, assim, um padrão de roupa, ele se segue. Por exemplo, a Mid veio de uma faculdade lá que a gente não viu. Então a gente não sabe se as pessoas têm a roupa igual a dela. Mas o Cid veio de uma região que todo mundo tinha aquelas roupas pretas. A Benedicta tinha, os outros soldados tinham.
Cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd asked for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere. And pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
Ó, o Clive tem barba na cicatriz. Eu não sei se vai dar pra ver. Aqui, ó. Tem barba na cicatriz. Acho que se eu chegar na parede, acho que vai dar pra ver. Tô fazendo uma coisa que o jogo não quer que você faça, tá, gente? Então provavelmente vai bugar ou alguma coisa assim. Minha mãe, que é formada em medicina, disse que dependendo da forma que foi feito o ferimento ali, a cicatriz e tudo mais, pode sim crescer barba aí quando coisou, né? Então, talvez você já possa ter barba assim com cicatriz e tudo. Então fui lá tirar uma dúvida com ela, porque eu fiquei na dúvida, né? Nada melhor do que tirar dúvida com quem é formado na área, né? Tem noção. E quem não sabe, né? Enfermeiro lida com isso direto, né? Com cicatriz, essas coisas. Curativo, essas coisas, normalmente quem faz é o enfermeiro, não é médico. Na cara selvagem. Helióptero. Vamos lá, doguinho. Vamos lá. Ih, vamos lá. Será que se chegar no nível 99 o Clive fica com 999?
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
It's not over yet, Uncle.
Good! I'm just getting warmed up.
Stay down.
Ah, coçando o nariz. Eu tô tudo errado aqui, coçando o nariz.
Too slow.
Ô, mas até o chocobo do cara tem que matar, velho. Porrada, 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 porrada.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Of all the...
Here, wear this.
Aí, rosa do deserto.
Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Wild Rose.
Lubo.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Deve ter algum...
Umia Lostelan. Tu Isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive? So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Beleza, tem missões aqui, vamos fazer. Deixa eu ver como é que tá o tempo aqui do vídeo.
I wouldn't.
Ah, vamos fazer speedrun aqui, vai.
Trust Lubo to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it.
Yes, they're quite sought after. Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
Ó, a gente já viu aqui, ó, que aqui os portadores, né? Eles devem ter, a gente não viu aqui, né? Mas aparentemente eles estão muito raros ou não tem aquela marcada que tem no outro. Deixa eu ver isso aqui.
All
those years of toil, every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
Tudo bem.
All right.
Wonderfully, these baths are all that keep my...
Essas missões aqui parecem mais sobre história da carochinha do que outra coisa, né? A gente perguntou pra mulher. Aqui não, né? Não. Se for... Vamos ver aqui na frente. Tem algum lugar aqui.
Sweet insect. Ha! They've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
Aqui atrás eu acho que não vai ter nada, né? Tem um baúzinho aqui. Os baús podiam ter mais arma, né? Mais equipamento, coisa assim. Cabia. Sinto falta também nas roupas. Sou Zé Roupinha, tá? Então dá um desconto.
A 1,000 gil for a measly bunch of...
I'll be asking for you again.
Just look at the hanging lanterns. Keep the darkness from...
Falei que foram cidadãos, mas cadê o segundo cidadão pra falar? Se estiver aqui em cima.
Fucking men of the wrong.
I need a drink. You're going to drink my pockets?
Is it true what I'm hearing?
The finest
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Kneaded to a silk softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
Ué.
Silver platters, just like they eat off in Cal.
This town is truly blessed. The bustling markets, the healing waters, and all under the watchful eye of Lord Kupka.
The baths are, closed for...
Ah, tá aqui, ó. Cheio o outro diálogo.
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Espada de platina. Tá? Meteorito rosa do deserto.
Fare you well.
Sweet incense. What wax candle?
Just look at the details.
Plates and pots. Bowls and...
It would make a
My carpets have pride of place.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Nossa, o negócio foi lá no fim do inferno.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
The finest fabrics, fresh from the...
Tinha que ter um teleporte aqui.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Vamos aqui na coisa? Não, ali é pra seguir em frente, né? O negócio é voltar ali atrás. Deixa eu ver como é que tá o tempo. Vamos terminar essa quest. Aí a gente segue em frente, porque senão vai demorar muito. Aí eu só volto pra terminar e a gente continua no próximo episódio.
Ready, girl? Run like the wind.
Tem muita coisa que tem em outros Final Fantasy, algumas coisas suaves, como jogo de cartas, colecionável, essas coisas, que não encaixariam legal nesse jogo.
Thanks, girl. Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly. So, do you crush up?
As duas é lá na frente agora, né? É. Então vamos embora. Vamos avançar e a gente já encerra o episódio aí na frente. Vamos embora. Ué, ela não voa não, meu chapa. Ela é um chocobo. Só chocobos pretos voam. Já que agora a tradução oficial do chocobo é chocobo preto, né? Do Black Chocobo. No Brasil a gente tem uma palavra muito útil para esses animais de cor escura, né? Peraí. Não. Volta aqui.
Good girl.
Posso passar por dentro da cidade com isso? Não posso. Só é muito pra frente onde precisa.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpets? Yes,
Take a
they're
sniff,
quite
good
soft.
sir.
The juiciest meat from Green's Head.
Silver platters, hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your...
Finally, we'll be able to get what's
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
Que já tem uma
Not too
cutscene.
late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Talmeki and Walud are allies, and as you've seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on Not before Kupka does.
Isso aí é muito bom, divertido.
So long as you have a plan.
Muito bom. Bem, pelo que eu vi, né?
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Sempre, meu amigo.
You deserve a rest.
Ó, aqui, ó. Pedra sal. Cal. Ah, é cal. Cal de nascente. É isso aí que o cara tá fazendo, tá? É refino de ferro pra fazer aço. Tá? Você tira as impurezas dele pra deixar ele mais resistente. Não é o processo do aço, tá? É um refino parecido. Gente, vou encerrar o episódio por aqui. A gente continua no próximo episódio. Nós vamos até ali na frente pra poder completar a missão. Eu vou gravar já no próximo episódio pra gente não perder nada aqui, porque tá divertido essas missões secundárias. Então, falou, valeu, até mais. Fui.